After 9 months of waiting, we have finally gotten another trailer for the next installment of the Budokai Tenkaichi series. You know, you could make a baby in that time. I could make a baby in that time. I saw the trailer the day after it came out, and yes, I do realize I'm late to the game, but when haven't I been? I make videos about 15-year-old games. What do you expect? Something timely? First off, I'd like to just say that the visuals look absolutely amazing, and I'm really glad that Spike Chunsoft is moving away from the Ultimate Tenkaichi style and returning to the tried and true cell shading style seen in Raging Blast 1. Because man, I really love that style, and I was really disappointed that Raging Blast 2 moved away from it because I was like, this is the best it's ever looked. And they're just like, nah, we're not going to run with that. We're going to run with something worse. And that was disappointing. Completely off topic. Okay, back on topic. But aside from the trailer just showing off the game's art style, it also showed off some gameplay, kind of, but not really. I'm going to be honest, I have watched a few other YouTubers talking about this trailer, and a lot of them have been talking about the gameplay, but it isn't really true gameplay. I know at the bottom of the screen it says it's actual gameplay, but it is clearly scripted. There's no heads up display or anything, unless they are planning on the game not having a HUD, which I seriously doubt. I don't even sure how it works. It's more like a conceptual reveal of what the gameplay might look like, which is fine, and I really do not think the trailer is being misleading in any way. It's kind of pretty obvious that that's what it is, but it just seems that some people are reading a lot more into it. Like, some were acting so excited and surprised that there was going to be teleporting. I mean, really? That's what you're getting all excited about, is characters teleporting behind each other? I would be more surprised and quite frankly shocked if you couldn't teleport. Like, if they just had a gameplay where Goku just walks up and slaps Vegeta across the face, that would be more shocking. That'd be amazing, actually. Could you imagine? And also had a shot showing like Vegeta deflecting like a key attack. That was in Raging Blast 2. Was it in 1 as well? It was definitely in 2. I can't remember if it was in 1. Yeah, you could do that in Raging Blast 2. So it seems like they are taking a lot from, well, guess that, like, a lot of people like Raging Blast is not a Tenkaichi game, but I feel like this trailer kind of confirms that it kind of really is, because a lot of what was in the gameplay trailer is just better looking versions. Might be better playing, don't know, because it's just visuals of stuff seen in the Raging Blast series. And also another little thing I noticed that I think was taken from Raging Blast, where they had like a streak, like a black streak that comes across the screen after like a hit. In Raging Blast series, that was to indicate when you could do a cancel into another combo string. I'm explaining this really badly, but you know what I mean, like you can cancel into something moves. And it had that playing on the screen, but I don't know if that's just an effect to make the animation look better. But maybe it's more running off the Raging Blast too. But that's another thing I noticed, but I'm probably just reading too much into it again. All in all, the trailer was very flashy with what it had to show. Yeah, I get why they would do that, because it gets people interested, like hyped up. But while watching it through, I was thinking, does this mean there's not going to be tag team battles like in Tenkaichi Tag Team, just because of how flashy the attacks are? Because if you hadn't played Tag Team, I have a video on it, you should watch it. They had to kind of tone down the length of Ultimates and Supers animations just to make the game flow better for other characters, other players, because you could play like co-op in it. So I'm thinking, well, they're probably not going to have tag team battles, because if you do have a long like wind up animation, you know, looks amazing, and they do look amazing, it's not very conducive to having two player controlled characters on the same team, because while one person is seeing this huge cutscene and then the enemy is waiting to get attacked, how it worked in tag team, unfortunately, even if when they did lower the scope of the animations, sometimes you would just be frozen in place, which is not great. I don't know how you would alleviate that and get to keep the spectacle. So Tag Team tried to, so I'm thinking there isn't going to be Tag Team battles. Which is kind of disappointing because Xenoverse, which I've been playing recently, it's very less spectacle, but it kind of has the best balance, I think, of allowing multiple players at a time while still not kind of interrupting everyone while they're playing, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm reading a lot into nothing because really it was like a minute long. Like this is all just me making stuff up in my head. But then again, that's just me, just another person. I'm being a hypocrite of reading too much into what's being shown. But it's kind of fun to do that. I can see why people do that now. The trailer did reveal a few characters. Most were fairly typical, such as Goku and Vegeta. Could you imagine if they're like, oh, there's no Goku or Vegeta in this? There were a few characters from Dragon Ball Super revealed, like Juriken and Brigama. Is it Basil or Brigama? Which one's the wolf? Which one? I'm not up on Super as much as I am with Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. And of course these characters had a really small feature, like I'm talking really small, like I don't even think they're on screen for like a second, like they're just like flash. There had been rumours for a while that the game would be taking on the Japanese naming conventions rather than being called Budokai Tenkaichi 4, and this trailer has confirmed it, and I for one am glad for the name change as it creates more of a separation from the Budokai series, and honestly the name Budokai Tenkaichi never quite sat right with me. First of all, it should be called Tenkaichi Budokai, not Budokai Tenkaichi, and you know how I am, I'm like, it's confusing because as a kid I thought it was part of the Budokai series, but it's not. It's just me being anal about it. It doesn't matter. For a bit I was thinking that it was going to be called Dragon Ball Super Budokai Tenkaichi, but Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is a much better fit. Now that I think about it, is there actually any games called Dragon Ball Super? Is Dragon Ball Super just not carry the same weight as Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, I think? I don't know. Is Dragon Ball Super as popular as Dragon Ball Z? It's hard to tell. I don't know, does the younger generation start with Super or do they start with Dragon Ball Z? Or even Dragon Ball? I don't know enough for young people, young whippersnappers. I like having the name Dragon Ball as it implies that the game will be pulling from the entire Dragon Ball universe, and given that it is claiming to have the largest roster seen yet, it will definitely need to. Even though I was quite impressed with what the trailer showed off, I was still a bit disappointed as it didn't really show off any of the game modes. More specifically, I was disappointed that it didn't show what the story mode was going to be like, or if there was going to be a story mode. For me, the single player campaigns have always been the main draw to these games, and I really do hope that it veers more towards what we got in Budokai Tenkaichi 2, rather than something like the Galaxy mode featured in Raging Blast 2. But there is still a lot to be revealed, and this game has been in development for years, so I am cautiously optimistic. It looks like the game is going to be coming out on all the main consoles, which is good, and also PC. I will probably be playing it on PlayStation 5. What are you going to play it on? Microwave oven? Dishwasher?